And welcome back. Joining us for our first conversation, as mentioned earlier, are representatives from the St. John's Junior College to talk to us about their upcoming, well, they're currently running Associates in Music. Joining us on the couch is Mr. Alobi Young, who is one of the teachers at SJC. We have Ms. Mirtha Peralta, who is the president of SJC. And also we have students joining us today. We have Ms. Thompson, who is a violinist, and Ms. Tsehay Eck, who is a pianist. Good morning. Welcome to Open Your Eyes. Thank you for being here.
Morning.
So let's start off with you, Ms. Peralta. Tell us all about why SJC decided to embark on this new course, this new program.
Well, first I would like to thank Channel 5 for inviting us to promote this program. And we started to allow opportunities for our students. I remember in 2015 when I was dean, I remember a student coming to me saying, you know, he said, I'm doing this business program, he said, because there's no other program that I want to do. And I said, so what is it that you want to do? He says, well, I want to do music.
Okay.
He says, so when is SJC going to start a music program? And we started talking all about music and his passion for music. And so I then, in March of 2015, I had an encounter with a person from St. Louis, Missouri, and he said, you know, Alice, Mr. Mark Labarge, and he said, Alice, I think I know somebody that can help you to develop that program.
Wow.
And so he introduced me to Father Ted Diziak from Loyola, New Orleans, and the program started there.
You know, and that seems like a natural progression because SJC is known for their art program. They're known for being very comprehensive in the programs that they offer, and I know that a lot of the students from SJC are very artistic. So it seemed I can imagine the feedback from students was, you know, outstanding. Tell us a little bit about when you heard about the program, how you felt, Chelsea.
Me, basically, I heard speculations about the program kind of like last year, and at that point I said, wow, that would be a great idea, because I would be graduating the year after, which is this year, and so I would go straight into it. And actually, music has been something very active in my life. So I said, you know, why should you know, I should probably pursue a career in music. So that's basically where it gives me, like, it's a catalyst to basically start that career, and I'm so happy because I can do that, you know, from home. You know, I don't have to seek going out to like a different country or, you know, something like that.
That's very, very true. Avoid that brain drain that we have so much of in our country. What drew you to the program, Tsehay?
Well, actually, I graduated last year, right? And I remember telling my mom that I wish to make life a bit easier because, you know, going to a university can be expensive, right?
It can be.
I told her I wish that Belize would have an associates program, so maybe I could get my associates first here, cut off some years, cut off some subjects, then go there, right?
Yeah.
And finally last year at graduation, because I remember I heard it as just a rumor, so I wasn't sure if it was true yet, right? And at graduation they announced August 2017 they're starting a music program. So I said, well, I shall be taking that for sure.
You know, and that's an amazing thing because it's kind of like diving into the deep end because this is the first time it's going to be offered. You don't know what to expect. Alobi, I know that you're classically trained in music. What drew you to this program as a teacher?
Well, it was about a year and a half or so ago when Mrs. Peralta approached me about wanting to start the program. And I mentioned before that when I was younger, I wanted to study music professionally, and I always wished that Belize had a program to offer. And right after high school, I went away and got my undergraduate. So when she approached me and mentioned that they wanted to start a program, I felt, well, this has to be something that I have to be in on because at least now, as a teacher, I get to give the opportunity to younger students, upcoming musicians who will be able to remain in Belize and study music.
Definitely, and I think that's a huge draw for a lot of parents. Where I know leaving the nest can be quite daunting, not just for students but for parents as well. So I think that's a really good element of the program. Ms. Peralta, tell us a little bit about the structure of the program, what it entails. Is it just going to be theory? Is it going to be practical?
No, we have of course, all the programs at the junior college has the general core.
Okay.
So the general core was something that was included first, you know, the English, the math, the theology, and then Dr. Vicky Vega from Loyola University, she's the Associate Dean of the College of Music and Fine Art.
Okay.
She is the one, and a group of 7 of their professors that developed the entire program, along, of course, in consultation with Mr. Alobi and myself. But one of the things that I want to highlight is that it is also being personalized for Belize. So we have a course in music in Belize. That is one of the courses that students will take for the 2nd semester.
Okay.
And so it is not something that is only, you know, that they develop and it's for the US.
Right.
It is Belizeanized.
Nice.
And that is what is important. We have students will start with like a basic musician course the 1st semester with applied study. What is applied study? Individual studies that the students are going to do with the different professors for the specific instrument that they play.
Right.
So if you are a pianist, then we are going to get a teacher that is going to teach you piano.
Okay.
We had a student that applied that had the bassoon.
Right.
And so a bassoonist. So that is unique because we don't have teachers that do that. But we are talking with Loyola that then they are going to do something like Skype.
Assistance. Wow.
So it's not only about, you know, them developing the program, but them being consultants to the program. So we are talking about, okay, a teacher is going to Skype with this young man, or teachers are going to come for summer, you know, so a lot of discussion. They have helped us in providing course outlines. So Mr. Alobi is currently at Loyola studying, and so he meets with the professors one-on-one to develop the course syllabi for Belize. Then we also have, they helped us in terms of textbooks, identifying those textbooks that are for the different courses. As a matter of fact, they brought 15 boxes of books. So we already have a library for the music center.
That's amazing.
So it's not only the instruments and the program, but also the library, the literature that comes with it. And
go ahead.
And so those are some of the courses. All students will be required to do piano classes, and all students will be required to be in a major ensemble, and also do theory.
Okay, and I can imagine that the assessments are a bit different from traditional school. Can you talk to me a little bit about that, Alobi?
Right. What we found, especially in music theory, is that some of the students coming in, some might be up here, while others might not have any traditional theory background. That's the reason why we're starting the program with basic musicianship, which starts you off from basic theory level, sight singing, the notes, key signatures, time signatures, and from there you gradually build up to like theory 1 and theory 2, which is more advanced theory. So within the 2 years of studying at SJC, you will then be able to naturally go into an undergraduate program in the US, because your theory level would then be
up to par.
Right, exactly. And even with the instruments that are coming in, like Mrs. Peralta said, we're looking to either bringing in a teacher or doing Skype lessons with professors from Loyola for students here who like the bassoon or clarinet or something, where we might not have a teacher available to teach them.
Yeah. But in the instance where you have students that are really, really green, but they are interested in music and they never even thought that they could explore it as an academic option, how do you cater to those kind of students? The ones that are super green, that have no music, didn't even learn the recorder. Is there some kind of prerequisite? Is there some kind of initial test that they need to take in order to see if they qualify for the program, or can anybody right now enroll in the program?
We have an audition that we held with the professors while they were here.
Okay.
So they would come in and they would audition under instrument for us. We had 2 vocal majors, well, 3 actually, and they sang for us. But like you said, they're really good at singing,
Yeah.
but their theory and maybe music history wouldn't.
Is a bit basic.
Yeah.
Very, very basic.
Which is why the program starts from basic to bring them up to speed and get them ready for university.
Would seasoned musicians be subject to that course as well? Or would they have a different route?
At this point, I think we have discussed that we want, because it's, you know, we're starting, we would want to start with everybody
Everybody at the
doing,
same
you know,
level.
the program. And then in the future, then we have spoken a bit about what are some of the things that we're going to put in place if that is to happen. But one of the things that I want to highlight is that students need to get admitted into the junior college, but a key component is that they are going to audition
Okay.
and to enter that program.
Which is a natural element of most music schools, right? So I know you spoke earlier about having the program be Belizeanized for you girls as it relates to your music career, well, your potential, your hopeful music career. Tell us a little bit about the type of genre that you're interested in and why it's important for the course to be as Belizean as possible.
Well, I am mostly like classically trained
Okay.
as well, so most of my interest is in classical music.
Okay.
But to be a great musician, I believe that you should have some appreciation for most genres.
Okay.
You know, being able to understand the elements of different music is something very important
Yeah.
to be able to even perform, to talk about what exactly what you know about music. And you can use that knowledge to basically kind of, make your, the major, whatever music genre that you're majoring in, you can make that something more diverse, more
Yeah,
wider.
definitely.
Belizean music, I grew up with listening to Belizean music on the radio, on the bus. So for me, I think it'll help me to appreciate it even more. So, and I think that I could expect an A in that class, to be honest. So,
It's very ambitious, but keep on that track.
yeah.
And you, Tsehay?
I hope to come back and teach, right?
Okay.
So I will be catering for the Belizeans, but also I want it to be Belizeanized, but have a mixture of everything else too. Because I don't want the music in Belize to just be limited to us, but to be exposed to all the genres in the world.
Definitely.
For example, I know we're only used to our little soca and Caribbean music, because classical, I've heard it and I've seen classical isn't a big thing here, but it would be great for it to become something. So when you hear a concert, a piano concert that maybe someday I'll be performing in is happening,
Yeah.
then more people will be attracted to go to it because they'll have a new appreciation for it. And I hope through teaching that I could offer them that too, to show them the appreciation they should have for music.
Okay, that's great. And I think that it's amazing that what I love about this course is the fact that, a lot of young people, they start off maybe in primary school and a little bit in high school, they do piano, and then after that, it becomes like a distant memory. I could have played that when I was 12, and this, promotes that continuity, that sustainability. Alobi, talk to us a little bit about, I'm not sure if I'm jumping the gun, but talk to us a little bit about what your class structure is going to look like. That would probably entice a potential student.
At SJC.
Yeah.
Okay, well, Tsehay mentioned about the Belizean music, and one thing that we're looking at in music in Belize is looking at Garifuna music and the origin of it. So it does relate to world music, to where the African ancestry of that, and even the Hispanic mixture of it, the Brockdown music, the genre of Brockdown and where it came from. And we'll definitely be doing projects like on Garifuna Settlement Day, you either go down to Dangriga and experience or attend one of the events down there, and you write about that for your class. Or it also involves classical music and world music, even though it's music in Belize, but it's about different cultures of music.
Definitely.
Yeah.
That sounds good. That sounds really, that's interesting because a lot of people don't view our music as world music. it's very rich in culture, it's very rich in history, it's very based on what we do here in Belize, the drums and the social commentary that's included in the lyrics. It's definitely, that's definitely an attraction. Talk to us a little bit about some of the, I don't want to call it challenges, that you've experienced so far in the development of the program. Tell us about how many students are enrolled and some of the expectations.
Well, one thing I can tell you is that I think I've encountered more blessings in this program than challenges.
Okay.
And the blessing is that we have had a lot of support. The minute Father Ted and Dr. Vega heard what we want to do, they invited Alobi and I to go. I remember going last March. You know, we went to observe classes, we went to meet with the professors, and so from the start, it has been, in my opinion, only blessings. As a matter of fact, that time when we went, Alobi, we secured a scholarship for him to go up to Loyola University to study. And so he started in August. Then I visited again in January, and so everything was flowing. One of the things that I would say was a challenge but then resulted in a blessing is the question, well, how am I going to finance this? Where will I get the monies?
The resources.
To buy the instruments? Where will I get the money to construct the center? And again, on my return from Loyola in March, Father Tim and Father Vega informed me that somebody had donated some money. And so when I started to investigate and to talk to the family members of this person, then I found out that this person loves music, loves piano, and is from New Orleans.
Wow.
So I said, well, guess what? These monies are going to help with the construction of the music center. And that is how, and so it is a blessing.
Definitely.
Now, again, when I went up this January, Alobi and I met the supplier. Loyola introduced us to their supplier of instruments. And again, it was a blessing to meet Mr. Lance Lafarge. We spent an entire evening with him, so I totally know everything about pianos. and he said, and I said, well, where will I buy? How will I buy? And he said, you know what, Alice, you know, you just get it and then you figure out how you're going to pay for it. And so that is exactly what we did. Now the instruments, we are fundraising for the instruments, but we made sure that the instruments that we bought is of the highest quality. And we want to provide only the best for our Belizean students.
Definitely.
So at the opening on Friday, Father Ted says to the crowd, he says, well, Alice went up to New Orleans, she saw what we had and did it better than what we, and all for the students.
Definitely.
We have enrolled 12 students in the program.
That's a good start.
It is. That is a full class for us. We have 6 pianos in the piano lab, along with one main piano for the teacher and the console that is going to control all the 6. We have a theory room, and the theory room has a piano in there for the teacher and for the students. It's outfitted with 12 beautiful chairs. And we also have 5 practice rooms. 2 of the practice rooms have pianos, and the other 3 have a violin, viola, cello, and guitar. And then we also have 1 faculty room, and that faculty room is also outfitted with a baby grand.
Wow.
So we have 11 pianos. That's what we bought.
You know, that's fantastic, because you starting a new program, there's always a little bit of reservations about, are they going to have this? Are they going to have that? Is it going to be well equipped? Is it well thought of? And it sounds like this program is extremely well thought of, and that's, you know, an encouragement for future students and the students that are enrolled right now to expect a lot of great things. And I know that we have a piano right next to us, and you're talking about your fundraising initiative. And this looks amazing. Tell us a little bit about this.
Okay, well, again, when we visited Mr. Lance, he said, you know, Alice, buying a piano is a group effort. And he shows me this. He says, look at it. And so he says, this we can use to fundraise.
Okay.
So what we are doing is we are selling, the piano has 88 keys.
Right.
And so we are selling a key, each key, and it bears your name. And this is going to be displayed permanently in the music center. So if anybody is out there and would want to have their name, as you will notice, we already sold some.
Yeah, a couple spaces, yes, the keys are gone.
Yes, we have sold 15 keys already.
Nice.
So please, if anybody would like to contribute and anybody would like to be a part of buying a piano, is a group effort, then please by all means contact us. And again, I say that this is going to be permanently displayed in the music center. Okay. So 100 years from now, people will know who are the ones who contributed to the music instruments in the music center.
I think that's definitely an incentive to be a part of the history of this program. I think everybody wants to leave a legacy, and this, what an amazing legacy to lead. Are the black keys available to for sale?
Yes, yes, 88. Black and white.
Oh,
yes.
That's amazing. So tell us what this means for you, Chelsea and Tsehay, to be a part of this initial program, the very first associates in music.
I think that in itself is a very it's an accomplishment, you know, not only getting your associates in music, but my grandchildren will be able to hear about this story, you know. So that is a great incentive.
You're part of Belizean history.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
Yes, she said it. We're going down in history, and I'm so excited. I tell everybody that it's an honor to be a part of the first ever Music Associates program in Belize. This is the first step to just becoming something great, and I can't wait to tell my story too, about my plans for leaving first and then changing my mind. So I can't wait.
And I can imagine how I can see this program growing to the point where you have people from different Central American countries or Caribbean countries. Yeah. Definitely, because music is, you know, it's an amazing path to journey on, but when you don't have the agency, the resources and the will to do it, because you don't see the opportunities, then it can be daunting. But this is a new opportunity, and it's an amazing one, and this is a fantastic effort.
As a part of the inaugural class, we have 4 students that are returning, like Chelsea and Tsehay, and that in itself says a whole lot.
Definitely.
You know, students have already the opportunity to have an associate degree, and now they're returning because of this.
Yeah.
That says it all. In the inaugural class, we also have 2 teachers that are, you know, teaching at schools now. We also have the founder of the marimba group.
Oh, wow.
And we have several others that are interested, not to come as full-time students, but to come and do the major courses, the core courses. So I can only see that the program is going to expand. As I said, 12 is a lot.
Yeah.
It's a full class.
Definitely.
And one of the things that that Loyola is also offering is that the top candidate in that program is going to have the opportunity to finish up a bachelor's degree in music at the College of Music and Fine Art at Loyola. So
that's an amazing incentive.
Yes.
You know, for students who are sitting listening, all 5 of them, talk to us, Alobi, a little bit about the careers that are available in music. For parents, when you hear your student, your child wants to study music, the natural question is, so what are you going to do with that? Right. And there are tons of things that you can do with a music degree. Yeah. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, one of the first things that you usually end up doing is teaching.
Yeah, okay.
Other than teaching though, for example, I've explained this to the students who came in. Loyola offers a lot of different programs in music. They have music therapy. So you could become a music therapist, right? There's music education. There is music industries. So they can work in a studio or run or operate their own studio.
Definitely.
But they could go to Loyola, finish a degree in music industries, and work in a studio or produce or something. There are a lot of different paths that you can take in music.
And of course, I assume that there's going to be guidance in this as well in the program that for students who aren't quite sure what path they want to take.
The students who came in, I've already seen there was one student who mentioned she wanted music education immediately.
Okay.
I think Tsehay mentioned that music therapy, I think it was,
Yes.
she was interested in. So it's not just about performing. That's also another option. You could also perform. Frankie Rena performs almost every summer for us. So.
Yes, definitely.
But there are other options available out there in music that you could look at.
Not only that, but also as entrepreneurs.
Definitely.
Belize is known for its tourism, and so these musicians can, and you see it when you travel and you like New Orleans, and people are playing at the local restaurants, at the local bars, for the cruise ships. And so it's going to provide a lot of opportunities for our students to be self-sustained.
Okay, that sounds good. Well, before we run out of time and wrap up our conversation, can you tell us a little bit about the application process? I know you talked about the audition, and this is for the enrollment for this year is already done, right? Because 12, you don't want to go past 12 because you want it to be very one-on-one and you don't want the overcrowding. But for next year, the students who are in fourth form who are looking to do music.
Okay, what we do is, it is a program under the Humanities Department at the Junior College. And so from last year, it was included in our application form. So this year, we usually produce our applications in early September. And so again, this year in September, the music program is going to be under the humanities and the regular application just like any other student. Now when we these applications are in and we have the list of students that want to do this program, then we are going to have them audition for the program. And by this time we are expecting that Mr. Alobi is going to be back, in 2018. And so then he is going to do those along with possibly professors from Loyola, because this time 8 of them came down and they are the ones that did the audition. So all of that Alobi is going to be doing and preparing for this year, so that next year then he's going to be fully in charge of doing that.
Nice, nice. So tell us a little before we wrap up, and I want to get back to the fundraising, about how people can get in touch with you to buy a key. Tsehay, Chelsea, Alobi, and Miss Peralta, tell us one expectation that you are looking forward to the most during this program. I know that's a pretty big question. I'm sure there's a lot, but we could start with you, Tsehay.
Okay, well, after this associates, I'm not stopping, right? I want to go out there, apply for a scholarship, go to a university and study. So I am expecting that this program, which this is one of the things I was excited about, that this program will prepare me for any university out there. Because last year when I graduated, my plan was to take a year off, then go study music. But my number one fear was not being prepared, because all I took was like personal classes. And I wasn't sure how their auditions, how their exams stayed. So that is what I'm expecting, to be prepared for the outside world.
That's excellent. That's definitely
very, very true. I remember, for the past 6 months, I found it kind of difficult to, not difficult, but it was somewhat of a challenging to be able to practice 3 hours a day and go to school and still do homework and still do projects for my courses.
And still be good. Great. Amazing.
And so different things. So I expect to, things like that be, not easier, but just less challenging for me, because I can now devote my time to music.
Definitely.
My hope is that this program now helps in the development of music in Belize. More students that graduate, we get them into the elementary schools, into the high schools, teaching music from a way younger age, so that when students get to junior college, they could go in and the level for this program could go up a little bit more. So it's about developing Belize, the music programs in Belize.
Definitely.
I'm expecting to continue on our mission, and the mission, of course, of our founder, St. Ignatius of Loyola, of educating the whole person. So I am looking forward to creating more opportunities for our Belizean students.
Definitely.
Things that are going to be different, things that are going to lead them to follow their passion. We have an art center,
Yes.
and now we have a music center, and so we are looking at bigger things in the future to continue our mission.
And broadening the horizon at
Yes.
SJC. So tell us one more time about how persons can purchase a key.
Okay. We have, again, we have at the opening, we're giving folders.
Okay.
And so if anybody's interested, they could call us at the office, 223-3732, or send me an email at president@sjc.edu.bz.
Okay.
And I will make sure that I get in contact with them to deliver them the folder, because it's not only about donating. I want them to donate because they have a passion for music, and because they believe that this is a good thing for our Belizean students. So it's not only about, here's the money. No, it is about being informed. So this folder has information that they can be informed. We could talk. In fact, I am arranging some tours at the music center. And so I want them to believe. And then if they believe and they want to be a part of this, then they could
Definitely.
purchase a key and have their name displayed, and it will be permanently displayed in the music center.
And I'm sure that they could look forward to recitals, performances throughout the year. Tons of really good, amazing performances. Thank you so much for being here. This has been a really great conversation. I'm so excited about this inaugural effort to have the first music program in Belize. I wish a music program was around when I was young. But
You can come back. You can come back.
But thank you so much for being here, and good luck to both of you, and of course to you as well.
Okay, sure.
Okay, we're going to take a really quick break, and when we come back, it's to talk to Sean Saldana about the National Youth Movement. So stay tuned.